works, but you gotta, like, if you're fucking gripping it, you gotta eye the fucking, what's the thing from White Chicks? You gotta fucking...
Oh, the dildo!
Yeah, the dildo with the smacking...
Right
in the eye!
Shouty.
Yeah.
Shouty.
Ooh. Welcome to the only podcast that, shut the fuck up. I'm not answering your questions. Don't ask me anything. I don't owe you anything. How you doing? How you doing today?
Day? Oh, shit.
What a way to start. It's great.
Nothing.
Good vibes. Well,
No, keep going.
Yeah, keep going. The energy. This time it's you picked it. The House of Wax. The waxy house. Your grandpa's ear when you hug him. Gross.
Have you picked a movie?
Yeah, kind of. I wanted to do a clown movie. That was my...
Okay.
But yeah, that's
You said clown.
Patreon only.
I got you.
Later
Patreon only. Oh,
Wow.
we never released it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff.
It's good. It was good, actually.
I got married.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations. Fresh off the lot. How do you feel? How does that go? Nice. I don't know. I no, it's fine.
How
It's
does
fine.
it feel? It actually does feel different.
Really?
Yeah, like I know you said that it's a stupid question for people to ask how you feel, but I actually think me and Zeke actually feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's kind of like, in stone.
It seems like it gave you like a sense of security.
In a way, I guess. I think me and Zeke feel like different. Like we both feel a change in different ways, though. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but for me, it is definitely like I'm not going anywhere, so you guys can suck my fucking dick.
So House of Wax.
What was the last movie we did?
We did Friday the 13th.
Oh, which is when we got married.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got together on a Friday the 13th, so 6-year anniversary, May, Friday the 13th. That's pretty fucking sick.
I don't know how much you want to talk about your relationship on this one. It's fine. But the fact that you, like, I don't want to say plotted, but you had a goal in like, your relationship. It's
crazy?
Actually, like, over time, friendship and then moving on.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, I can't say I did plot it because I definitely, when I started crushing on Zeke, I did, in my head, I was like, we're going to get together. But he was going to, like, go off to the military, and I knew that, and like we were still just like, honestly, I don't even think he knew. He for sure didn't know I liked him, but I was like, he's gonna go, like, I'm just gonna wait. I remember I added him on Facebook, and I was like, I'm gonna message him like 2 years from now and just be like, hey, let's get lunch. But then we ended up going to prom.
This was like
this was sophomore year, I think.
Yeah, so
like,
you gotta keep it in context.
So yeah, I was like,
we've been at
4 years.
high school for a while.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna graduate, and then 2 years later, I'll message him, and then like he's gonna fall in love with me. But actually, we ended up going to prom, and it was a lot sooner than I expected. Definitely didn't plot that.
Didn't you make the move?
I asked him to prom.
Yeah,
and then he asked me to be his girlfriend on Friday the 13th because I don't know if he planned that. I remember I told him happy Friday the 13th. And I was like, what a great day. Just being fucking stupid, I wanted to be edgy and, like, spooky. I remember many years into our relationship being like, I hope we get married on a Friday the 13th. And I remember back then, time seemed so, like 2022 seemed so far away. And I was like, 2022? Like, oh, that sucks. And, like, I mean, here we are.
Wait, is that when would come back? Wait, did you guys get married on your...
Yeah,
your anniversaries never changed.
Yeah, our anniversary never changed. So.
Wow, I feel...
So each anniversary, it'll be like 1 year married, 7 years together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like unintentional. Like he proposed to me this year. We have to fuck... I mean, we already were planning on eloping because like I can't fucking... I don't give a shit to have a party or I'm not going to pay like... Yeah. I don't want us to pay out of pocket to feed people who don't give a fuck about us. Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm like, why am I going to stress either of us out and stress people around us out? Like, for what? And then I was like, well, if we're going to just elope, let's just do it. It was rushed as fuck, but we fucking did it. Yeah. I think his tux arrived like a week before we left.
It's like...
So, but we did it.
It kind of takes me aback because when you put all these factors together, it really almost makes this like narrative, like this story. It almost feels like it's a film.
So we,
Mm-hmm.
the plan always was and had been to do Scream, but
Oh yeah.
the time got away from us, and like I don't think we've ever wanted this to feel like
Rushed.
a job that we fucking despise,
Yeah,
because we have
no.
enough of that in our personal lives. And then we didn't want to go into Scream half-assed because
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite fucking movies, and I, without saying much because we are eventually going to do it, I think Christian has come to really
Oh.
enjoy it. So
Oh. I have each movie has
its own
notepad.
right,
Yeah.
which is great. So like we have a lot to, so
Yeah, I have a lot to discuss. And maybe that's what we'll do for this October.
and we watched it in theaters, but then we waited so long, and it was like
I
wanted
had a
it.
lot of things personally going on. Part of the break that happened was because I was going through my own things.
And ain't nobody fucking paying us for this shit. So like, why?
Yeah,
are we-
well, yeah, that, and I was not in a creative space.
But the bright side, I bagged all the Scream movies on Blu-ray,
oh yeah,
including
dude.
the newest one, with all like each individual pack. So I don't have the fourth one. I'll get it eventually. But
You have the new one?
1 through 3, yeah, 1 through 3, I got it in a pack with all these extra features. And then I got the new one with the first one in it as well. We have that now, so we can like rewatch everything,
Yeah.
plus the extras,
That's the
and
thing
really
that
fucking
I don't
dive
think people
in.
think about is that part of how we choose movies, not exclusively obviously, but part of it is like, oh, it's on a streaming platform.
Yeah.
Like it's accessible. But with Scream, I think like because you have them, like now it just feels more accessible, and I think it should be like a Screamathon for like a month. I feel like that's like because it's your favorite, and I think it would also be interesting, or to like we'll figure it out, but it definitely needs like a proper introduction. Something like that.
We have to figure out how we're gonna record them,
Because
and
it's gonna
like,
be long.
yeah, all the movies, how many movies in one, and
Mhm.
how to decipher them, and
Yeah.
even
It might just be a
just
huge-
watching one, it'll be
layered.
hard
It's-
to
yeah.
like not try to reference into like in the second one, by accident. It's like we're not talking about the second one, and then anyway.
Yeah.
So I decided to come up with House of Wax because I think it's a great fucking movie. Also because we haven't done that subgenre yet.
What subgenre?
Psychological thriller. It's also considered a slasher.
I got that vibe. I got that vibe for sure.
But I don't think that's
I think
like the
because it's a
main.
chasey thing.
Yeah, and I mean, I see slasher get thrown around, but
Yeah, is that
I
just like
don't-
direct kill situation?
I guess so. But like, I don't
Knife to
think
gut?
that does it.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like psychological thriller makes more sense.
Is it because like the uncanniness of the like mannequins? And I was gonna ask you this question. I might as well just ask it now. But like, what do you think makes this scary? You said psychological thriller and whatever, but I think the parts that make a movie scary is partially what defines its subgenre, right?
Yeah.
So like, what makes this scary to you?
This fear of things that look human that aren't.
The Uncanny Valley. I think it's what it's called.
Is that what that? What is that?
It's when something
that a
looks
concept?
like humor, like not humor. Something looks human but isn't. A doll, a mannequin,
Yeah, and
a
people
creepy
have-
shadow, like it
People
looks
have
like
theories about that, right?
Mhm.
And some people say that like
it's built in us to like sense fear, like programs.
instinct. It's an instinct that we've learned from the past because there are things out there that look human that are not and are fucking danger, and we need to be aware, which makes it even scarier.
Yeah.
Because it's like, where does
that come from?
even before Chucky and before like horror movies exist,
Yeah.
like there is something like off-putting about that. Like what?
Mm.
Like I've never liked porcelain dolls. My mom used to.
I hate them too, bro.
The ones that are like soft, right on the like cheeks. And
Yeah.
They
don't-
usually
like,
have
there's-
fancy dresses.
Yeah, it looks like they got powdered or something.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Like
My brother used to have this like. There's this character named Galactus, right? He goes against Fantastic Four, and like he's supposed to be like a big doll, like not a big doll, but he's like fucking huge. He eats planets, so the doll form of him is obviously gonna be fucking huge. So this fucking doll is like 3 feet tall, and it like has like a booming voice because it's supposed to be scary. And so what I would do, because I was like, oh fuck, it's like a doll, like it's like a person, like the uncanny shit. So I would like hide him under his bed in the closet.
Yeah, you don't want to see him.
I didn't want to see him.
I do the same thing. My mom, for whatever reason, like I don't know. She thinks like she likes Barbies, so she just likes dolls. You know, cute, whatever. Not the same fucking thing. Like anyway, so she would get me those like little porcelain dolls. I got a few of them. Like I got a couple. Like I got one for Christmas, like the bigger ones, and then she got me like a mini one. They had them at like a Walgreens or something, and the mini one she put on my dresser. And every night before I went to sleep, I would fucking take that thing and like same thing how you're saying hide it, right? Because it's like making it turn away. It's not enough. I'm like, that bitch is waiting for me to fall asleep.
And if you want an obstacle almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep it. I'm like, it's tiny. It can't fucking, I need to bury it. So same thing. I would open the closet. I would grab like pillows, because my mom would also like, my closet was kind of also extra storage. So like quilts and all that shit, I'd put at the very fucking bottom, face down. Cause I'm like, I hope I suffocate this bitch in its sleep before it can get me in my sleep.
I think that people do that with bodies. Like they put them face down.
Oh my God.
Because if they were like, okay, I know.
No, I know, but it's just like the connection again, like humans and
well, yeah, they put them face down because if they were to become like reanimated, then they're gonna dig down.
Yeah, because they think they're digging up.
Because they think they're digging up.
Oh my God. Yeah, but I did the same fucking thing, and then at a certain point, I just lost it over time, and I remember I decapitated that bitch, and then I would like hide the head somewhere else. I'm not even fucking kidding you.
You're like dismembering.
No,
it.
I'd actually, but then again, like for me personally, I had already watched Chucky. I had already, I had the fear in me.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I remember I fully decapitated that bitch, and then still separated the head from the body because again, I've seen Chucky. I'm like, it's gonna keep moving, whatever. And I remember like, I don't know how much longer after that, because my mom like cleaned often, like deep cleaning was regular. And then she found it and she was like, why would you do this? And I was like,
she thought like you had a problem.
And I think that's when I told her, I was like, I don't like it. Like I don't like these dolls. Please stop getting them. And then she ended up putting them. You've been to my mom's house. She displays them at the very top in the living room now.
Like that's better.
Which I'm like, why?
Now they're watching
do that?
Everything.
And that's what I told her. And like, anyway, there was one time when like, and I was well into high school at this point, and I came home. I don't know if I had slept over my sister's something, but I came home. My parents were gone. Like they had gone to the store or something. And I guess they had taken the dolls down to like clean or dust up there. Yeah. And just thought it'd be fine to like put them in my room. Like I don't know if it was some sick fucking joke. I think it was my dad, to be honest with you, because my dad. Yeah. People don't know, like what? Looking back now, and like I know my dad has a sense of humor, but at the time I'm like, fuck you, guy. You know how much I hate these dolls. So I think he put them on my dresser in my room. Haven't like those dolls have been up there since I was a kid. So I'm like, why are these in? So anyways, I come home to a house, an empty house, go to my room to like put my shit down, and these dolls are on my dresser. And I was like, what the and and I've had nightmares of these things like coming down from up there and like for their vengeance. Anyway, so I call my parents, and they'll talk about, if you talk about the dolls like ever, if you go over, they'll tell you about this story because they thought it was fucking hilarious. I called them and I was like, where are you guys? And they're like, we're at Home Depot or some shit. And I was like, did you guys move the dolls? Because I was like, I was waiting for them to be like, no, like, what are you talking about? I was like, did you move the dolls they were at the top in the living room? And they were like, oh yeah, we're cleaning. I was like,
bro, what if they said no?
Dude, I was waiting for it. I was Christian, I shit you not, I was ready to bash these fucking dolls to pieces if they told me no. Like, you have no, like, I had already replayed that moment in my head. And so they told me that they had, and then I was like, did you put them in my room? And at that point, like, because I think I called my mom, at that point I heard like my dad like laugh, I think, on the, you know, and and then she started laughing. She's like, yeah, your dad put them in your, I was like, that's not funny. And I was like, okay. And I was like, when are you coming home? And then I think I moved them to the living room, and then I just watched them from a distance, like just waiting, you know. But yeah, super scary.
No, dude, I don't. My dad, I think the closest thing to that is like, he knew that I didn't fuck with that shit. So then when the bootleg DVD guy would come around and pop up the trunk or whatever, and I'd be looking for like Alvin the Chipmunks or whatever, and then he's like, hey, what about this one? And it was Chucky, and I was like, what the fuck, man? I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember like laughing. I'm like, I'm just getting Alvin the Chipmunks. Fuck this shit.
No, I was just saying I get it. Like, thinking back now, I'm like, that's hilarious. But, like, being the person, it's not. Have you heard of La Pascuelita?
Well, no, what's that?
Pascuelita.
No.
It's a mannequin that stands in the bridal shop. A bridal shop in Chihuahua, Mexico.
What's special about this?
Well, people think it's haunted. The biggest reason is that this mannequin went up in the window around the same time of the original. It's been like, I imagine, sold, rebought, whatever. But the original owner's daughter passed away. I don't remember of what, but passed away shortly before getting married. And then this mannequin went up in the window. And it resembles, a lot of people think it resembles her daughter. And it they said she has disturbingly realistic details, including eyebrows, eyelashes, veins, which, like, I've never seen a mannequin with, for one, like, the eyelashes is kind of like, sometimes they have eyelashes.
Yeah.
Eyebrows, that's kind of weird. Veins, never fucking heard that. Veins, distinct coloration, especially in the hands. The hands are, like, and I've fucking seen the hands. It's really scary, like, weirdly realistic looking. They have wrinkles and like hyper realistic fingernails. I've never seen a fucking mannequin with like
fingernails. Why?
I don't know.
And veins.
And so people think like it's like a House of Wax kind of situation. And it's,
they killed her and put her in the doll.
Fucking no.
How big is this doll?
It's life size. It's like.
It's life size.
Yeah, like a human, like a.
Dude.
And stands. I think it's still there today.
I was thinking it was like one of those like a foot or two.
I'm talking mannequin, like human size.
That's
stands in the window.
Cool.
And their daughter's name was Pascuela, so the mannequin is known as La Pascuelita.
That though,
I don't know.
As a parent, why would you want your fucking kid as a life-size doll? Yeah. That's definitely that's definitely the body, you know, like preserved in something. Can you even do that?
I don't know.
Wax, I guess.
I mean,
I wonder how would
wax doesn't make sense.
No, it's too shiny. Well,
but wax is in itself does not. I don't know.
Like they like put it in a mold,
but
and
we're
it's like
talking like that's her. She has to be stuffed.
Well, watching this movie, I never actually thought about the insides of a person, but if
the movie itself is obviously super fucking unrealistic. And you know, when you say what is it that makes this kind of movie scary, it's the shit of like in this situation, La Pascuelita, like. Yeah, I mean, you could stuff a human. It's illegal to, but I mean, same situation. Their skin, leather, you know, taxidermy that bitch. Yeah, just take out all the mushies and replace it with.
How'd you hear this? Where the fuck?
It's just it popped up on my TikTok. I've had this saved for eons, Christian. Like I've been waiting. I was like,
dude,
one day we're gonna do House of Wax.
That's the kind of shit that like I would have never in 1,000 years actually fucking thought that someone would be that morbid enough to.
This has never crossed your mind?
No, I've never. Well, because I thought it was gross. Like, why would anyone want to preserve someone like this? You get what I'm saying?
I guess.
Like a normal person.
Yeah, that for sure they're not normal.
But also, like, even to make like a replica.
I've definitely like joked with my siblings before about this. Like I don't know, like we make like cynical, you know, fucking shit up. I think it started with like, yeah, like I don't know if it started with like animals, and we're like, would you ever do that with the pet? And it's like, no, like that's
weird. They never look right. Like,
and I'm just like, that would just make me sad. Like, maybe that works for some people, but like, absolutely not.
I don't understand it. It almost like devalues their life if they can become a fucking lamp. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't capture it right. Like when people die and you're at their funeral and you look down at them, the people who do the makeup never do it right because they've never actually seen the person alive, so they don't know what they look like, or like how they would do their hair and stuff like that. So like to have someone a doll is like so many levels of weirdness.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Yeah.
You're saying like in a funeral home they've never seen the person, right? But like if you decided to go in taxidermy yourself and then one of your relatives found, you know what they look like, but obviously it's still fucking crazy and weird and like terrifying. Anyway.
It's creepy.
This is a legend, by the way. I mean, but it is.
Yeah, but the fact that what you're saying, like, who would make, and do they have the receipts, man? I need to see these receipts. You know what I'm saying? Like, not you, obviously, like, but I'm saying like the people.
There's honestly, all there is like a picture. I mean, yeah.
So it's just a legend. But like the idea is still like, whoa, man.
Yeah, the hands are really fucking weird.
Nah, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
But this movie, I don't dislike it. I think it was fine. Like when I was watching it, to be fair though, I was a little not gonna lie.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I'm a little smashed. That's how I was. I was feeling myself a little bit, like not enough to like.
Speaking of which, because that was one of the first times that we kind of sort of started a movie together. I mean, I haven't already watched it, so I wasn't like paying attention. But I don't think we can watch movies together.
Why?
Wait, I don't know if it was because you were intoxicated, but I can't do the like comments and he would be like, "Oh, here comes the wax," and I was like, "I'm gonna fucking punch you."
We can watch it. We can watch a movie together, but because you said, and you were also like half listening, like I was also partially entertaining myself.
Okay.
Like if we were, come on, like we did watch a movie together. We watched the newest Scream.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean, I did say some things.
That's a different experience though, because it was like coming into theater. You know what I mean?
I can make a theater experience in the room.
No, but what I'm saying is like it was a new, like you understand it's a new thing. You also understood podcast shift side. You're like, this means a lot to me, and you're not. Anyway, but like in the sense of, I think we just watch movies differently. I don't watch every movie the same way. Okay.
Just so you know. Like, I do watch movies by myself, and I don't say a fucking word. Like, I'm not always talking about it. But
that's what I'm saying. If I'm there, are you not going to?
I don't know. I don't. If you ask me not to, like, it's very easy not to fucking speak. I could just take it all in. The reason why I was talking over it was because I thought that this movie was going to be about a funhouse or about enchanted wax.
Interesting.
So I thought that, like, the wax was, like, going to be some sort of metaphor or something. Like, it was magical. And people...
So the idea of, like, what it is that never occurred to you?
No, the House of Wax.
After watching it, right?
I thought, like, I have it right here in my notes. What is it? I thought the movie was going to be like a fun house, like magic and illusions. I thought someone was going to stumble upon a house that was made of wax and shit was going to morph and like things were going to be created out of wax to torture people. Oh. And I thought it was going to be like a witch movie in which, like they make people like, what are those things with the people, like the fucking dolls with the pins in them and shit?
Yeah.
Out of wax.
So?
That's what I thought it was. So then I was like, oh, here comes the wax. Like, this fucking, the parents like fucking up the children in the beginning.
Yeah.
And stuff. And like the face and the melting of the wax and stuff. I thought like, oh, this is the wax. Like the wax is controlling
the like witchiness. Yeah,
exactly. Like here it comes.
So what'd you think?
Of what it actually was?
Yeah.
I think my idea would be more fun. But I guess that makes me want to watch a witch movie, so that would be interesting to watch, and maybe a movie that is like that. I've seen 13 Ghosts. Have you seen 13 Ghosts?
Yes.
Okay, how that one? how that movie played out, where like the house is morphing and doing different shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be like this. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But what it was, I like to be surprised, and and that's why I always ask, like, hey, never tell me what the movie's about.
Okay.
And I never want to know. I like going in blind. A couple of things, because then I don't have expectations. And not that, like, the fact that it wasn't about wax killing people. Like, well, it does, but not in the way that I thought, right? Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like that there was a lot of practical effects. I was impressed by the visuals. They had to experiment and have meetings about what the wax gonna look like, like how it's gonna melt. Like, because wax melting normally, like, it's not the most interesting thing. So sometimes they'll have to speed it up or like put extra shine on it and add, like, it would be practical, but they would have to like put in little effects afterwards, you know, to get like this, you know, to make it all like cohesive and stuff.
More dramatic.
Like, yeah, and like I didn't think about it while watching the movie. I never actually thought about the wax itself, which is like, in retrospect, like, how can I not? But I think I was just so caught up, and I think it's good that I was just caught up in the motivations of people and also like them getting out at all. And so when you said it's like a psychological thriller, yeah, I didn't think as much. I was waiting for things to like kind of be revealed and things, and there wasn't a whole lot of depth to this movie, which it stopped me from enjoying it. But like, I feel like there's certain things that would make it like another level if we were to see like the killer's perspective and stuff a little more. Like, if we knew about their background more. The third brother thing kind of felt at the end, out of nowhere. Like, what was that supposed to be?
Just to have like a horror movie ending.
Yeah, I guess. Carly and Nick are the twins, like the protagonists essentially, and then Bo and Vincent are like the bad guys. So it was kind of interesting that in the beginning it was Nick saying like, oh, there has to be like a bad twin and it's me, and then later on, you know, they actually meet a bad set of twins, and Bo, who's like the pretty one, is actually the bad guy. Like,
plot twist.
yeah, which I like that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously my instincts was like, oh, the monster is gonna be the, you know, the one.
He just wants to play with his wax.
Exactly. And then like he was being manipulated by Bo. And then like there was a couple of giveaways, like when he was strapping Carly down, he also used like leather straps and duct tape, you know, like, so there was a little bit of hints there. So I like that. Yeah, Bo sucked though. I hated Bo. Like, I never trusted that bitch ass in the first place. Yeah, I would just like to like know why Bo was so bad, you know, like it kind of just like Bo bad, and then that's kind of the movie. Like that, I think a little bit of depth.
They just throw the intro in there, and then it never comes back to that, and then it's just like the rest is left up to your imagination.
Yeah, I like the twin dynamic. I'd like to know why the house of why the wax was so important to them. I understand it had something to do with the mom, but the particular, you know, little details in that would have been really like interesting to. Like, why making a masterpiece was where Vincent was like wanting to do. But I can get behind the fact that like maybe Vincent wouldn't be accepted in a normal world, so Bo had to help him create like this, you know, town of wax for him to like live in. Like, if that was the motivation, because that's not, they didn't say that. I'm making this shit up,
right?
You know what I mean? But like, if that was the motivation, then I'd be like, oh, it's almost like he's protecting his brother from the world, but he still wants his brother to like have a world, you know. And if that was the motivation, then like that would have been like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. But like, it's the only thing that I got was, this is what Ma would have wanted, you know. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on there. And I also liked, when it comes to like the plot, that the people who lived, it wasn't like a guy and a girl who were in a relationship. It was that the twins, you know, like the family. Yeah. They worked together, and like the brother was like, I'm actually not that much.
There was a point where I think I heard you say like, oh, I'm not gonna like this or something, or like what?
Oh,
was
the
it
gore.
Like something? Oh, the gore.
The gore. It was the gore. I was like,
and I was
this is
gonna
the kind
ask you,
of
like,
fear.
what did you think about? I thought they did a pretty good job.
Like I said, the effects are great. The fact that they like,
there were moments where I'm like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah, like is there something in particular?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah,
I wrote
that's
that
what
down.
I want to know right there.
Yeah, on the what is scary part of my notes, it felt like it was more of a gore type of movie than it was a scary movie.
Yeah.
Like
which is where I think the like slasher term comes in. Like I said, I saw that a lot.
I think that's why people throw it in there.
The like critics, like what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, it's what you expect of a slasher movie.
Yeah. I also got like those scissors on the Achilles. Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
That made me fucking like.
Same thing like Trick or Treat.
Ooh, no. And I
Did
hate
Trick or
that.
Treat come before or after this?
It came after, I think. I'm pretty sure it came after. Here, let me check right
That
quick.
Achilles heel, man, gets me every time.
Let me check. Yeah, it came out after. This was in 2004. Like, this was filmed in 2004, and then Trick or Treat was probably filmed in 2006.
Gotcha.
The fucking... I don't think anyone else would really give a shit about it, but something about the glue on the lips.
Oh, no, that's for sure. Like,
Okay.
People talk about that.
Because I've fucked around, like, as a kid with super glue.
Like, your fingers getting
and
glued together.
it scares the fuck out of me.
And your lips are so, like, thin.
I've,
and,
like, ripped off my skin.
Right. So I imagine, like, on a thinner, fragile, you know.
Yeah, dude, that fucked me up. And then
The
something about
fingertip.
seeing Paris Hilton, like, when she got stabbed in the back of the leg.
Yeah.
And, like, just that part. I don't know. And it's, like, not super anything, but something about it. I think maybe because she's, like, running as fast as she can. So I'm thinking about, like, the pressure.
And, like, the calf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
And
who's
just
getting
a spear
stabbed
going-
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think maybe subconsciously, like, knowing how much that could be painful and seeing it.
Do you have the fingertip in there?
No, I didn't put it in there because it's these other things I had, like, physical reactions to of, like,
Yeah.
oh, not
Wincing.
that. Yeah, of wincing. What got me the most, like, what was most horrifying to me was definitely, like, seeing the wax figures melt. Seeing the kids fucking the Blake, I think is his name, the boyfriend.
Jared Padalecki,
Yeah.
Supernatural dude.
Yeah. Jane Pat. Yeah, you're right. Wow, you got it. Huh.
Supernatural.
I didn't know he was
We
in
stand
other stuff.
Sam. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. When his skin came off and you saw the under of it, and then, like, I wish I got
when
to see.
they peel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that part fucked me up. Like, that was probably the most horrifying part of it, and just seeing the melting of, like, what looks like people. And I know that people are under there, so it's essentially
And
seeing
his
bodies.
tears, because his eyes are still moving.
Oh yeah, dude, I was so caught up on his cheek that I forgot to, like, look at his eyes.
His eyes were, like, darting around, because, I mean, what else can you do? And I'm pretty sure there were tears, and as he fucking peels a chunk off of him, you know?
Yeah, if they, like...
Because you think, like, wax, I mean, have you ever fucked around with wax before? You know me, like, I do a lot of shit with, I love drippy candles and stuff, so, like, I've become, like, I don't know, not immune, because wax doesn't really fucking burn you, but, like, it's fine, it's whatever, but, like, it peels off, like, nothing, like, it's fine, as soon as it hits your skin, it's, like, cooling off instantly, you know, so, like, the idea that this person is, like, I'm just gonna get this wax off of you, and then just this fucking thick chunk of his face falls off.
Like, I'm sure it cooked his skin.
Right. Yeah,
So-
that fucking 1,000-degree, wax
they were,
pouring on him.
for sure. Like, that part when they were when the twins were escaping and you saw the cauldron and the flames were huge, you know what I mean?
Which,
so, like,
again,
that shit's bubbling. That shit's
Yes.
just and it's like a heat lamp, but it's just constantly
But then
just
it's
being
also
boiled.
like doesn't make any fucking sense because the entire place is made of wax, so the whole place wouldn't have been standing how it is,
100%.
right?
Yeah,
but
no.
like, yeah, still.
And
like,
it's funny because when I was like looking shit up for this movie, the director was like, "We want to make it as realistic as possible," and I'm thinking, like, the most realistic thing is that not everyone is a standout character, because not everyone's a main character. Like, in real life, I'm not talking about the
Yeah.
movie. In real life, like, people are can be kind of boring and it's shitty, but in a movie where you would expect there to be a lot of character and a lot of, like, personality traits, the most realistic thing was that everyone was kind of meh about life, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's kind of shitty, but, like, that was a great point. Like, I didn't even fucking think about the house.
It's like you completely forget about how wax works, because it's like I said, like even when I watch this movie, it's like I fuck around with candles. I like use scented wax cubes all the time. I just always wax around like Hannah makes jokes about how like every place I moved out of, like I leave fucking wax behind everywhere. Like literally it's on the carpet, it's on like it's on some of my fucking couches and shit, you know. But like when I'm watching this movie, I forget about all of that and I'm like, oh yeah, that place wouldn't be fucking standing. There's candles going up and down the stairs, like what the fuck. But you lose like all sight of that, I guess.
Yeah, because you know how wax works, that seeing it in this light kind of takes you out of it.
Yeah.
And like there's certain things that you just can't get past, and it kind of fucks up the whole project, because you can't help but to like fixate on what doesn't work. You get what I'm saying?
So would you say they did an okay job of steering your focus away from that?
Yeah.
Do you think that's just us?
What?
For example, like, you know how Hannah can't watch Fast and the Furious because she's like, it's too fucking stupid, and it
she's thinking about
me.
the dialogue.
Right, and I'm like, I love cars, and I understand that this is not how cars work in real life, but I'm like, shut up.
What the fuck is granny clutching?
Anyway, like, do you think if she were to watch this, she would fixate on like
the wax?
And
I don't think 100%. No, I don't think so. I didn't.
Like, generally speaking, you know.
Yeah,
do you think they do a good job?
Would.
Okay.
I think that they did do a good job in that when you had to think of the wax,
Coca-Cola time. Not sponsored.
That when the wax did come up, there was also other factors, so you weren't just left like picking it apart.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a movie like enjoyable for me, is also like the pacing of things. Here's a question, since we are still talking about wax, and I don't know where else I would ask. Where the fuck did they get all this wax? Amazon?
In real, are we talking about real life?
Yeah, like in the movie, when he has this whole workshop and like this machine that you can strap someone down and then just fucking coat them in wax.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's only three brothers, I guess.
That's a lot of bees. Maybe they were beekeepers on the side.
Yeah, you think so? They have honey too. They sell it. That's how they keep the power on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's funny because at the end of the movie, they also had to explain, like why no one knew about the fucking town. Because I was like, the whole time I was like
how it gets washed up, right?
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't you have known the town exists prior to that? And then like,
and there's still land. There's still deeds. Who's
fucking
the power's still
what's
going?
What's his name? Wade and the other bitch walked through just fine. I imagine anyone else could have done the same.
Exactly.
Like, sure, you can't drive to it, but like, get off and walk.
Well, yeah. These kids aren't the only ones that somehow ended up there. Right, because there was construction signs. There was bodies. The GPS, the shortcut. You know, like, I don't know. I understand why this movie got.
But like, yeah, and that's what I saw in like the. Is it the critiques?
Yeah, reviews.
Yeah, all that.
Explanations.
It's like it's fucking stupid, but it's like it's the perfect like 90s. You know, it's like it's what you would expect. Which, I mean, yeah, the soundtrack, the everything, and it's just why I wanted to recommend it, because I fucking love everything about that. And it's like, I'm not looking for anything, you know, crazy intellectual. I'm like, I'm looking for a good time, and I definitely found that in this.
I had a good time watching it.
Paris Hilton, cherry on top.
Bro, I have a whole section.
Go ahead
right now. Oh, cool. Hold on. Before
okay, go ahead.
Before then, I just wanted to say that I was into the 2000s rock vibe. I thought that was very interesting. I think that rock soundtracks don't get like used enough in movies, especially like nowadays.
It's giving like dad rock for sure. Guy Fieri.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm wearing a button-up shirt, but it's not very fashionable.
My pants right now, the back pockets, best believe they're bedazzled.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was looking at your pants.
No. Yeah. I could never. I fucking hate feeling
like
that shit.
Yeah, like the boombox and shit. Like I was like, great. They were talking about CDs at one point. What the fuck is up with that kid in the camera? Like, why was that
I think that was just there to be like I'm a creep and I have a camera, sex, you know? Like, you gotta throw the sex in there.
Because it made sense in, like, Scream, why there was a camera places.
Yeah.
But in this movie...
That's what I'm saying, though. They were just like, there has to be a camera at some point.
I thought it was going to go somewhere. I thought it was going to become, like, you know, like a regular movie to, like, a handheld situation. That's what I thought was gonna go
That
on.
would have fucking sucked.
Exactly.
I think, but yeah, I think it was just to show the time. Because I mean, everyone did have one of those. We had like 4 of them. Those like point and shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Paris Hilton. So this, like, that started filming in 2004. That's also the same year that her shit leaked. I didn't know that.
She's great.
Have you watched the tape?
No, I haven't watched the tape.
I haven't watched it either. It's called A Night in Paris.
Yeah,
That's great.
Wow. I mean, she paved the way for Kim Kardashian. You know, Kim Kardashian literally owes her entire career to Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah? I don't doubt it. And I know this is bullshit.
No, she was her friend.
No, I know that part, but
everything
isn't there
she
a rumor
learned
that Kim's mom's the one who leaked it to like copy Paris?
Yeah, it is. But like, basically, Paris was a blueprint. Like nowadays, like the modern people don't really know Paris Hilton like we do. I think I want to say I
only know her because like shit talking.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like I think our generation is like the last to know of her and like what she did. You know what I mean? And like know that Kim came after, but like younger people don't know who she is.
Dude,
I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
I feel like I barely know.
Put some respect on her name.
Fun fact. Her sex tape got a 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and House of Wax 5.4. So one notch above.
She redeemed herself.
Yeah.
In that one scene.
Yeah. This movie was made in May, and the tape leaked in the same year. So the tape was, when they were casting her, that had to be in their mind. You know what I mean?
Wait, the tape leaked right before?
Yes, because it leaked in 2004, and this movie started being filmed in May, so it had to be in the beginning of the year that her shit got leaked.
So you think they casted her in mind of like this will bring us views?
Yes,
that's great.
Exactly.
That's great. Good for her and good for them.
Yeah, A Night in Paris.
A Night in Paris.
While watching the behind the scenes, she said that she was upset because in the movie she's supposed to be blowing her boyfriend Blake in the Hummer or the Escalade. It's an Escalade, and that it wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. But I never thought it was a joke. I thought, especially because of how close the tape was, that it was just like not like a little nod, a little wink.
Like it didn't seem a joke. It's a sex scene.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a joke. I thought it was just them fucking.
So what the fuck? Like she thought people. I don't understand.
Like even in the context of a movie where she was blowing them, she was like, "Why do you guys think that I was actually blowing them? It was a joke." But in the movie, it doesn't come off as a fucking joke.
It's a fucking movie. Like what?
I don't know. That's something that she was fucking caught up on the thing. And
I mean, she was probably like going through some shit too. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't like. I'm sure she was.
I didn't do any research on that.
She was a bad actor, by the way. I don't think she was good at all.
But she was bad, but like no better than anyone else. I mean,
that's true.
Her role is to be like the
true.
dumb.
That's 100%. That's a fair statement.
So that's tough though, because she probably very well was going through some shit, and
100%.
Her sex tape is coming out, and then she has to be this person, they're
the only ones that fuck too.
Yeah, and maybe she's just like for her. Who knows? Maybe she was trying to start a career in this shit and didn't realize that's why they're fucking putting her in, is because they're like, oh well, you'd already her did a whole sex thing is being the dumb blonde, like that's her brand. So like, yeah, that's tough. But
yeah, so in the context of it, like it's interesting to see her in it.
But I was so happy to see her in it, and I knew right. I was like, wow, this is perfect. I love her, and I love this. It's great. It all worked out. So this is a very, very, very loose
adaptation remake
of The House of Wax from 1953, which is a remake of the 1933 The Mystery of the Wax Museum, which comes from a short story written by Charles S. Belden, who is a screenwriter and journalist. Owner of the wax museum owns a wax museum and gives a private tour to whoever the fuck, an investor or something, and then it describes that he likes wax more than like carving marble, whatever, because you can reproduce the warmth, flesh, and blood of life better in wax than in cold stone. To be like,
sounds like that
creepy,
doll.
creepy. Yeah. Well, he ends up getting like fucked over because there's another wax museum that puts him out of business basically, and then his partner is like, I got an idea, let's burn down the insurance fraud scam. And he's like, nah, I'm not down with that. But he does it anyway behind his back, lights the whole place on fire. They end up fighting. The dude who didn't want to do it, like the OG owner or whatever, gets severely fucking burned, scar tissue up the ass or whatever, survives, and then 12 years later makes the wax museum up again. And they're the FBI is investigating someone who killed themselves, and it just so happens one of his wax figures looks like her. And then also it turns out same thing with all the bodies being found in the wax museum, except he's been stealing bodies from the morgue. And that's kind of as far as it explains it, but
it's interesting.
Yeah. It's 1933. 1953 is basically the same thing, like insurance fraud. Hey, I have an idea, let's do this. The morgue one is from the 1933. In 1953, I think he's just straight up killing people. Oh, no, wait. Nope, you're right.
Yeah.
The morgue is 53. Yeah, my bad.
So, yeah. Yeah, in 2005, they just fucking throw that shit out the window.
Yeah, no, they were
twin
just
brothers, twin something. Let's kill them.
Which could have worked, like you said.
That would have been nice.
Just tap more into that.
I think that storyline.
Give us a little
motivation. I just want more. That's it, man. I just wanted some more motivation. I'm sorry if I came off as rude or whatever to the creators. I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do. You guys spent a lot of time on the wax. I'll give you that.
Yeah, where did the wax come from? Show us your beekeeper's story.
Yeah, dude, I want to see. Who was it, man? Was it Bo? Was Vincent really into bees?
His mom? Maybe his mom started the wax museum, for mom.
No, the mom did start the wax museum. So apparently this movie was a part of a trend where studios would remake old horror in the early 2000s. Do you know of any other
remakes?
Yeah, remakes.
There's a fuck ton. Off the top of my head?
Yeah. I didn't know this. Also, with your reaction, I thought there was probably going to be a couple. I didn't know it was going to be.
No, that's
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Even Friday the 13th, there's a 2013. They still pretty recently still remake shit.
But I thought that
Nightmare on Elm Street has a 2010 remake.
Oh, wow.
And then even it's when
Chainsaw
you say
Massacre.
Remake, hell yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's the one. That's the only one that I knew about. So I thought there was a couple.
And are you talking about the recent one? Because that's probably.
No, I mean in the early 2000s. You think the trend started then and they just kept going? Is that what happened?
I mean,
because it was the
maybe
80s shit,
they
right?
kicked a new era
yeah.
of remakes, but remakes have been happening. I mean, like I said, the 1953 version came from the 1933 version. It's always been a thing. But yeah, definitely somewhere in the 2000s they were it's horror was coming back and let's figure out how to make it even better.
That's interesting. Yeah, I had no idea.
And I mean, it even still currently happens, but I think
and nowadays it's feels like everything is just based on something come on, fucking Star Wars. Come on, just let it fucking go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You get to see where it came from and what people decide to take and drop and make it better. Different directions they go in, and there's people who are what do you call them? Not
purists?
Old school. Yeah, purists who are completely against that. I'm in a bunch of horror groups on Facebook, and people just fucking shit on they don't even watch the film. They're
the
just
new Halloween?
Yeah, just anything. They're just back in the day, they just need to leave shit alone. And I'm okay, but have you watched it? Because it's whichever film, I'm some of these are better than the original and have.
Just from a person who likes movies, I like the new Halloween movies. I like the new Scream movie.
Yeah.
It's
just this. It comes from a place of just being stubborn and
yeah.
Not
somehow
wanting
new is
to,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back in my day, I hate that Hannah, like, she said it once, but like she knows that it bugs me. But when people say like, "Oh, this is real music," or when people say like, "I don't understand your generation," or like just that old like closed-minded, because it's new, it's bad, because it's not what you grew up with.
Me and Zeke talk about this all the time. It's kind of like, do you remember back in school, like high school, when people like teachers would say, like, to fully fucking zero GPA, you would have to be
ignoring
making an
everything,
attempt to fail.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you could do so. And we were saying,
as long as you turn something in, you'll have some sort of grade.
Right. And so me and Zeke are saying it was the same thing in like people like that. It's like you want to stay in that time period so fucking bad. Like, you won't even try to like people who
that's a really
pretend to not know technology or be like, I just don't fucking get this. And I'm like, have you even tried learning it?
Yeah, if my grandma can figure out how to use social media and call people. There are
definitely 60-year-olds who know how to work a smartphone. Like, shut the fuck up.
There's 80-year-olds. I saw this little like mini documentary about this guy. It was like an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I've seen technology progress so much, and it's so impressive that I can't just not be a part of it."
Right.
And it's like, yeah, what you guys are saying, like, I've never thought about it in that way. But when you put it in that light, god damn, does it make people seem so ignorant.
You want to be out of touch.
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
Yeah. And I remember once I told you that, like, it's around the time that people turn 30 that they stop looking for new music. And then as soon as I said that, you were like, I know people who still. And then I'm like, wow, I'm like, that threw me aback, because I know personally so many people who are like, you know, as they age, they stop, you know, like, oh, old hip hop this, old music this, and I just hate that speak. So to hear you also be like consciously knowing that that's a thing, and it's so refreshing to like hear someone else,
because it grosses me out, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be like you, because there's definitely people your age who know about what's going on currently, who know like what's fun, like maybe you don't understand it, but you fuck off.
Yeah 100%. And especially, it's fine if
fuck off or fuck up, you know,
if you have like, everyone has an opinion, right? Whatever. But if it really comes down to, I just don't like it because I don't like it, but you can't say anything else.
It's like a little kid, you know, who's like
doesn't want to try new food or something.
Yeah. And they're like, well, have you ever tried it? No.
How do you know if you like it?
I just don't.
Exactly. That's exactly what you sound like. So we're going to keep watching remakes and stuff, and I'll enjoy them if they're good. And then if I don't think that they're for me, then not for me. But it's not because it's fucking like, new. Like, that's a bullshit reason. Yeah. Because it's new and different doesn't mean that it can't be enjoyable. That's ridiculous.
But also, because I'm sort of kind of like your guide through this, I'm going to try to make sure we, like, not always, I don't always want to hit the original 10 first.
You know, like,
but like try to, you know, form a way around, like, we'll watch this first and then we'll cut back to that, or like we'll watch both sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely getting like a platter of different things, and
which is exactly what I'm trying to do.
What I do appreciate is, like, not all of these movies, like, although you enjoy them, they're not masterpieces.
No.
And like, I appreciate that, because I would hate. And, like, I was worried about when we first started this that we're going to, like, just slam through, like, the classics or something. But, like, I like that we make detours where we watch Scream, but we also watch this. And we also, like, watch Terrifier. And then, we, like, fucking shit that's, like, new and has a new wave with, like, the Jordan Peele
and even
stuff.
Still, we haven't hit Chucky at all. Like, yes, you watched, like, the first one.
Exactly.
But, like, we didn't really go into it. Like, that was our starter one, you know? Mm-hmm. And we definitely went off on, like, different tangents. So, and, like, even as we speak, there is a whole TV series happening that I cannot fucking wait. And I already watched some of the first season, but, like, the second season's happening right now. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of shit going on. Like, and so that's going to be really exciting. But, like, again, it's not, like, I'm not trying to just fucking get through everything so we can get to that. Like, it's going to be there, and I'm going to let it simmer. And I'm going to take you on, you know, I'm trying to get you to know horror just overall. Like you said, I'm trying to give you a variety.
Yeah. I appreciate it, and I think this is like, if I was like future me, who's gonna be more and like more well-rounded and understanding of like horror as like a genre, and it's way different than I ever imagined. Like future me would still have picked this path, I believe, because of the variety. So I thank you.
You're welcome.
I will, like I said it before in another podcast, but like I have come to enjoy horror films. Like I've always been curious by what makes people, scared and what is scary to me, just to like test the waters and kind of like not adrenaline, but kind of like poking the bear, if that makes sense. Like, what's in here? Ooh, what's going on there?
Okay.
This has been the episode House of Wax.
Wow.
7.5. Guess
7.5.
No, I don't actually grade movies like that. I think it's arbitrary and it's hard. So many projects are different. I can just only, and I've come to like realize this. I can only judge something how much I liked it, not overall, because like, how is this gonna compare to like a Pineapple Express or like a Pulp Fiction? You know what I mean? Like you can't fucking grade them the same way. That's so wild.
God, oh. I just burped in my nose. I'm so sorry.
I'm also burping into this mic. House of Wax. Oh, if you made it this far, tell me how you. Oh, that's not how you. It's gross. I was gonna say how you like wipe, because there's so many wiping methods.
Wipe?
Yes. Do you wipe from the front, from the back, from the side? Do you hunch over? But that's not a question. It's not a quick and easy. Was your dad as fucked up as our dads? What did your dad do to freak you out as a kid?
Oh.
What?
I forgot about how we started this off.
Yeah. Does that be the question?
Maybe.
How did your relative scare you as a kid?
Or your scariest encounter with a human-like figure, whether it be a doll or a mannequin or fucking something.
Yeah.
What is it?
What doll scared you as a kid?
Yeah, what doll? Like something from your grandma's house?
Dude,
was it Chucky?
I bet everyone has one of those, honestly.
Woody? Like, dude, some kind of action figure?
There's a snake in my boot, bro. If I was in a dark room and all I heard was that.
I wouldn't even, I don't like talking toys. I never like, fucking Tickle Me Elmo? Fuck Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, dude, that shit was weird. Why would you just stop it? Stop talking.
Wait, one
weirdo.
more thing. We used to, one Christmas, me and Stacy always used to get like similar, like the same thing, just different color or something.
Yeah, like.
And so we got these like little babies for Christmas once, and they
crying ones and stuff.
No, they didn't cry or anything. Their eyes did that. If they laid down, they close. If you
I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, me neither. But anyways, they were super cute. She got like a pink one. Mine was yellow. They came with like a high chair and shit. Anyway, Stacey always kept her shit, like all of her toys in like prime condition.
Yeah. I
didn't. I had a brother and I liked to play, and I wanted him to play whatever with me, so that meant like shit was gonna get crazy, like my brother's not
fireworks or like mud.
No, like dolls. Like we would rip all the heads off of our dolls because because I don't always want to play by myself, so like in order to get him to play this with me, it's like it has to be funny for him. So then I'm like, hey, watch this, and I take the head off, and I'm like, and then he thinks that's funny, so then I'm like, let's just take all the heads off, and then after like the high is over, and then I'm like, my dolls heads won't go back on. And I'm crying because anyway, so this baby doll, so she kept hers in the high chair all the time. It was super cute. What the fuck ever. Mine, since I had Barbie dolls, and like I didn't always, my parents weren't always getting me like new ones. So I had to do with,
Hold on, can I go pee real quick?
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I've been holding. I'm like jumping in my chair.
I've also been holding it.
You want to pee too?
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding. No, Rosie. I just want to see if you're going to listen to this when you're editing. You're going to be like, what are these waves? It's me.
So there you were with your dolls, taking the heads off.
So
they weren't pristine.
Right. So I have a very limited amount of dolls that aren't fucked up. So that means I have to get creative. And so I bring in like stuffed animals. Now I have this big baby because she's like a, like a life-size baby.
Oh, wow.
And in order, again, so that my brother will play with me, things got to get crazy. So I'm like, check this out. I was like, it's the talking Tina or something. Like I gave her like some crazy name, and because all of my dolls are like tiny, and so she's giant. So it's like the crazy baby, and then I just grab her by the legs and I bang her against everything, like, and he thought it was hilarious. I'm like, it's working, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, so basically I would tell him like, this is how it goes. And like, so the dolls are like having a nice dinner or whatever, they're just enjoying their day, and then like they forgot to invite Tina, and so here she comes or whatever. I can't remember what it probably wasn't Tina, my brother probably remembers, but anyway, and then
Bethany
I would let him like play the doll, because so he again, because I want him to be a part of this. So I'm like, now you grab her and you just shake her and just bang her around and everything. And it was like the greatest thing ever. And she had fucking marks all over her head from like, because we were banging her against all the furniture. And it was just like, she's here to destroy things. She doesn't mean to. She's just a baby. But but in their world, she's ginormous. So anyway, because of how hard she got fucking hit by everything, her eyes, one of them would stay open and one of them would they would close at opposite directions,
like that one baby from Toy Story.
Literally, that was like my baby. So it looked like that, and then again, like the fear of like, I just fucking banged her against all this shit, she's gonna kill me in my sleep. I have to. So for her, because again, she actually had a reason to come for me, I would put her in a bag. I would put her in a trash bag, tie it up, and I would put that in the garage and then lock the garage. Shit you not, my brother helped me do it many times.
What, he was along for the ride?
No, he just, because after playtime is over, it's like, hey, I'm actually really scared of this baby. Can you please help me, like, put it in the garage?
Really? Oh, you were
actually, no, you don't understand. I'm actually, like, I was terrified. And, like, at the end of the day, it's like, we couldn't fucking stand each other most days. But, like, when I was afraid, he was like, yeah, okay, like, let's put Tina in the garage and like, make sure it's locked.
That's nice.
Also, because he was probably also a little scared, I think. Because he was only 2 years older than me, I mean. But, yeah.
So that's cool.
The crazy baby. Yeah, like that's how like we had an accent for it and everything. Anyway, another doll story.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun though.
Yeah.
All right. Bye. The crazy baby.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.